So for my servant leadership recording, I wanted to talk about Chris Shoemaker. He is a professor of communication, and he is the faculty advisor for the Rampage team. And Chris shows a lot of different aspects of a servant leader, especially with his work with us, the Rampage team. He listens to it. One of the biggest things, I think, is that he listens to our ideas and lets us, I wouldn't say have free reign, but almost have free reign. Because when we have a new idea for something we want to add, as long as we know how to do it or we can figure out how to do it, he is very supportive about that. And it's really fun because he makes sure that we don't do anything super crazy, but at the same time he encourages us to go with our ideas and try these things. And that leads into another thing he does, is he also pushes us to grow. So even if we don't really feel like doing something but we need to, or there's this new idea we want to try, but we don't know how to do it, he encourages us to grow in our skills and push ourselves beyond what we already knew. Just get out of our comfort zone and do things. Because personally, I'm a graphic designer. That is my area. I wouldn't necessarily have expertise, but that's my specialty. That's my passion. But he pushes me every once in a while to do things like write articles and other things like that. And I've now grown more confident in my ability to do those things, and I've learned so much. He also pushes me to do the social media stuff and other things, and he's teaching me to go out of my comfort zone, which is something we all need to do and is a good thing for a servant leader to do. But he also knows our strengths and uses that to the team's advantage. So he's not going to necessarily put people in charge of things that they shouldn't be put in charge of. And where we need graphic design, he puts me in charge of some of that stuff. And the print magazine, he lets me do that, and he uses our strengths. There are some of us who are just really good writers. I mean, Kaylee Compton is a really good writer, and that is what she does. That's what she loves to do, and she's really good at it. And so she's one of our top journalists, and and he uses all of our strengths together to make the Rampage better. He's also actively involved in all these projects, because even though he could just let us do our things, give us assignments, and just let it go and do a little bit of editing, but he always knows what we're doing, and he sees the process a lot of the time, and he's always there to help if we need it, which is another thing. It's he's always there to help us if we be hey, this plugin would make it better, can we use it? That kind of thing. Or if we need to know, hey, how many pages, how far can we push the budget, how many pages can we do for the Rampage magazine? He's always there to go, well, let's see how we can adjust this to make it so that your design will work. And he's actively involved in the process, and he lets us be actively involved in the process of choosing articles and things, because he says we are the ones living on campus, and so we often hear things that as a professor he doesn't always hear. So he likes to have us pitch in on ideas. I mean, he also has his own, but I think one of the big things is that he's letting us. It's a student newspaper, and he's letting it be a student newspaper, which is really important. He's also very compassionate about when we have little problems in our own lives. He listens and he hears us out, and laughs with us at certain things and sympathizes with us a lot. And he makes it really easy to come to him for help or advice, even on things outside of the Rampage management team. But yeah, I would say I'm trying to think of a specific story. One thing that does come to mind is last semester when I was writing, there would be a lot of times when I was stuck on something, because I am not very skilled with writing with journalism, and writing maybe, but not for journalism. So there would be a lot of times I'm I don't know what I'm doing. And he would be there to help me with that. And he was very patient with me not knowing what I was doing, and helped me get better at it, I hope. But yeah, there are a lot of little things he does in all the time that that I think is a good example of servant leadership.